Hi guys, just wanted to give my thoughts on the Lomachenko Walters fight and wanted to start with Walters. Please guys, give him a break. Like I don't think this quitting is shameful under the circumstances that Walters was under and had been under before the fight. And the reasons for that is that maybe in any other fight, uh, when it was a packed fight and Walters was getting hurt, quitting would be shameful. It's vice versa. It works vice versa with me. I just think that you imagine a warrior not quitting when he's beat up and under pressure but still fighting. This wasn't the case. Uh, had Walters not quit, he would have been made look stupid, silly, and eventually knocked out, like Rocky Martinez was. Nobody gives credit to Rocky Martinez by, standing up and being knocked out in the fifth round, I believe. And nobody would have given Walters that either. Everyone was just would be uh, saying more shit if he was knocked down in that fight. So, and imagine, I understand this argument that he's a power puncher and he could have knocked out any guy with one shot. Well, it's a little short-sighted to say that because he felt like his power was taken away from him. He tried that, and you could see it in the sixth round. He was swinging and more and more wildly trying to catch Lomachenko, but he just felt that it wasn't his night. He wasn't gonna do it, and you could see that he wasn't because uh, it's not just a power punch, a lucky punch. In any lucky punch, there is only a certain degree of luck, and the rest is just set up and technical stuff. Like, I can punch, but if you put me in front of Lomachenko, there's no way I can land a lucky punch. You know, and probably more skillful boxers, some of them, many of them also. And he felt that. And why he quit the way he did, like he wasn't really hurt. He says he was hit in the temple and he understood that he didn't have chance and so on. He didn't. Again, why it's not shameful? Just because he wasn't hurt and quit. It's just works the other way around. If he was a little bit hurt and said, "Oh no, I'm gonna run to my mommy. He hit me. I quit." No, he quit not because he was hurt, but because his heart was taken away. He didn't want to look stupid and he didn't want to get knocked out after he looked stupid. And this was the right call. I don't think he's a coward. He's just an honest man, and he was an honest guy. It's not. Sometimes you see guys, going out there and then being hit on the shoulder, slightly hit on the shoulder, and they fall down and start, rolling their eyes back and pretending they were knocked out cold just to get out of the ring in a fashion. He didn't do that. He was honest. He just said, "No, stop, no mas. I cannot, do anything in this fight. And if I try, I don't believe I'll succeed under any circumstances." And I give him credit for that. But also, I think he quit the way he did because he was under huge pressure from all the sides. Like he hasn't fought for a year, and I don't think, as many of you say, that it was his fault. No, probably after he ducked Lomachenko the first time, he was taught a lesson not to be greedy, not to ask and price out himself anymore. And the purse he got in this fight just confirms it. He got 300 something, versus 550 he turned down last time. So that also speaks that he understood that he either takes this fight or he's gonna struggle to take any other any meaningful fights. And also, if he took this fight, it also says that he's not, what he's made to look like right now. Many fighters don't take a fight, so they don't quit, and they don't get criticized for not taking, fights like this. And he took the fight. He took this fight, and all the media, all the betting odds, like 6-1 underdog and stuff, played just mental game on him. You could see that on the weighing when he was the one clearly turning his head on the during the face off, and then ran into Lomachenko asking to take a picture with him and so on. He was like not there, and when he stepped into the ring, all this like massive underdog stuff, all the media. When you watched all the predictions on the YouTube, like if somebody asked 10 guys in any gym, like probably 9 or 8 would go with Lomachenko, and 1 or 2 was the Walters, if any. Um, so all of this stuff is just too much for a guy. Like Fury, has this explanation that media killed him mentally and he cannot fight. He's in a depression, and turned out it was Klitschko fight. He was criticized, but he wasn't, you know, called a coward, a quitter, or something like that. And I give Walters credit for taking this fight and for not going out in the eighth round and falling from you know a light punch to a shoulder. He honestly said, "No mas, I think I cannot win, and whatever I do, and I don't want to be made to look silly, stupid, and outclassed. At least not now." And then afterwards, probably being knocked down. But enough from Walters, because every video I watch on this fight starts on Walters quitting, and in my opinion, it takes away some credit from Lomachenko from what he did in that fight. And a lot of the guys that I've been watching on YouTube, um, they were like critical of Lomachenko's like previous opposition. Like, yeah, there was the Gary Russell fight where he dominated, but what else? He fought Salido and he lost. And I just looked up his uh, record and level of opposition. Honestly, I watched every fight live and then watched it a couple of times afterwards. And since he turned pro, I believe it was in 2013, in December, at the end of 2013, uh, he fought 8 times. 7 times of those 8 times, those were title fights. He lost to Salido. He won 2 title fights in 2 weight divisions in just 7 fights. And his opposition, going into fights with him, had an astonishing record, I would say. All of the guys that he fought had 247 wins combined, only 24 losses, and half of those came from Salido losses, and 9 draws. 2 world champions and one world champion. They became a champion after losing to Lomachenko. That is Gary Russell. He's kind of dominating his division right now, and that's astonishing. I think many of you criticize him for solidified. Please look at the who Floyd Mayweather fought in his second fight, or any top star that you're comparing now Lomachenko to. Look at his and their second fights and who they fought. And if you took Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather Jr., and put him in his second fight against then current champion. So it's like if Mayweather, had fought Oscar De La Hoya or Shane Mosley in his second fight, because when he fought his second fight, or close to that date in 1996, um, uh, they were champions. I believe Oscar De La Hoya was just a champion before that, and Shane Mosley some dates after that. But Floyd Mayweather, for your information, I just looked it up. In his second fight, fought a guy Peggy Saunders. It was a unanimous decision, and this guy ended his career with 12 wins, 47 losses, and 4 draws. 47 losses against 12 wins. That was the level of opposition Floyd Mayweather got in his second pro fight. And even against this guy, he was managed to do only unanimous decision. Whenever you criticize Lomachenko, and as some other guy put it here on YouTube, like you are spoiled by this, you know, unblemished records of fighters when they like fight 40 bumps, during their career, beat them easily, and then avoid big fights, and then like, hey, we got like the zero in my resume with 40 fights. That's bullshit. Had Mayweather went the path of Lomachenko and fought, let's say, Oscar De La Hoya, as I said, in his second pro fight, I would have, liked to see how really unblemished his record was, and all the fights afterwards. Not only his second fight. Look at the Lomachenko fights. In his 8 fights, he fought Walters, he fought Gary Russell, he fought Cerlido, he fought a couple of tough guys, which are not super top level, but they're decent guys that been there, like the guy whom he fought in his first professional fight, Jose Ramirez, I believe, who just before Lomachenko had defeated and went out to home grounds of Ray Batista and defeated him just before Lomachenko fight. So this is my message. This fight was sensational in terms of the mental game, chess game. Lomachenko didn't press it for a couple of first rounds. He was learning, getting accustomed to Walter's freakish reach. That's look at this picture, and the length of his arm, and you could see that it's really amazing reach for this weight. So he was learning. He was you know getting his calibrations right. He was fixing all the controls, fine tuning all the controls uh, in his body. And then after he was comfortable enough with Walter's reach, Walter's speed, Walter's movement, he went ahead. And then Walters realized, okay, I'll go in the sixth round, and I'll try everything I can, and I'll see what I can do. And he did try in the sixth round. You could tell he was desperate to try, but it was like it was like boxing somebody that not only you had never faced, but somebody so elusive that you cannot set up any meaningful punch, without being penalized, or actually risking it all. So please give Walters credit, and don't make it hard for him. He quit under the circumstances that justify his action. It's contrary to popular belief. It's better to quit under the declassation reasons, rather than quitting when you were really hurt once, and then you just say, hey, no more. When you are being schooled and declassed, it's just your heart thinks, and you want to stop it, and you want to go out of there as soon as possible, and rethink, go to the drawing board, make adjustments, but not look stupid a few more rounds. That's just my opinion, but I don't know. I would be glad to hear anything you have to say on this. I was cheering for Lomachenko. I just, I'm recording this video some 35 kilometers from the gym where he trained, from his hometown. So obviously he's my man, but I respect Walters, and I don't have any less respect for him after this fight. He was an honest man.